Hi, everybody. We're going to carry on with Estate Zone Group's training session. This is a recording, only a recording. You are welcome to participate in the form of sending me a WhatsApp or an email if you have any questions. Today, I'm going to discuss the open book exam. I'm going to carry on or continue with chapter 2 and 3. We already done chapter 4 of the open book exam by the BPRA. So please have your file open at chapter 2 and continue and highlight the information as we go along. Okay, I'm going to start to share my screen, and then you can go with me through the content. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now, the camera, and I'm going to start to share my entire screen with you now. Okay, so you should see my screen, and I'm going to open up the PDF document that you have, chapter 2. You should be able to see my screen, chapter 2. The index is very important because that indicates your page numbers. So maybe put a tag on the index at chapter 2, at each chapter of your different chapters at your index, and then you just say index chapter 2, index chapter 3, etc., etc. It will help you in the open book exam to save time. Okay, I want you to read through this. This is the purpose of this chapter and the specific outcome they want to obtain with you while you study the content. Okay, this is very much to do with communication. Okay, you will see there's like identify and solve problems, problem solving. You have to work effectively with others, team building, organize and manage yourself, which is so important. It's very critical. Collect, analyze, and organize information. So go through this. You can read through that to see what must the outcomes be. Okay. Now, I previously told you the definitions is extremely important. Okay. So here they, on page 63, they provide you with a definition of literary text. It's written material, poetry, novels, essays. It's broadly defined using written work of existing literature or culture or people. Okay, now there's an activity. Do you think you can use literary texts for business purposes? And you can write the differences. This is just an activity for you to do. I would suggest that you do it. Then you just have an overview of the communication skills. Now, what is skimming? Okay, if you skim through content, it means you don't read the whole book or the content. Okay, you just browse at the title, the front and back cover, the first few pages, normally your index or your introductory page, the table of contents, and so forth, and just your first few paragraphs. Then you get like more or less the overview of the book. So that's called skimming. Very important. Okay, the definitions. There's examples. We're carrying on scanning. Okay, what is the difference between skimming and scanning? So you look at the scanning specific information. Okay, so if you scan, you're looking for something specific. You will look at the table, the index, the table of the contents. You will search the chapter headings. You will look for subheadings, and you will search keywords. So that is if you scan for information. So it's all just to do with definitions. Okay, prediction very much straightforward. If you predict something, you make an assumption of what's going to happen. So look at your definition of predictions, okay? Then your comparisons. It's comparing objects by using the words like or as, okay? Something similar, so you compare, okay? Your metaphors are, again, comparison without using like or as, okay? So this is very linguistic, as you see. I think the reason behind this is South Africa is such a diverse community, and we do not all share the same language. So we need to more or less all get on the same page. And I think that's why the PPRA has got such emphasis on linguistic communication. Okay. There's activities that you can do, activity 1.5 and 1.6. Okay, then irony, it's like if you use something in a sarcastic tone or humorous. There's an example for you on page 73. Then you get to sarcasm, okay, and then example again. Go through that, okay. Then 1.3.1.5, you can satire is when you use irony, sarcasm, or you try to make something off as ridiculous. Okay. Hyperbole is if you exaggerate to emphasize something to illustrate a specific point. There's an example for you. So mark that and know, your definitions, your different communication methods, definitions, and mark that, okay? Your style, your writing style will differ from person to person, specifically with your advertisements. On the training group, I send you a link for ChatGPT. I don't know if you saw that. That is such a powerful tool that you can use to aid you in your advertisement writings. You can actually type in your communication hyperbole. You can ask ChatGPT, what is hyperbole? And it will provide you with a clear definition. There's lots of YouTube videos on how to use ChatGPT, and I suggest you use this while studying. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence AI program that is at the moment free for all to use. So I will definitely use it in conjunction with these files and make notes where you can. So a style, again, here we can actually highlight this, okay? What is meant by style, okay? Style is a broadly defined characteristic manner of expressions of words. We all will have different writing styles, okay? We carry on to page 77. Here's words to describe style. You have a descriptive style, a factual, a flowery, humorous, ironic, lyrical, terse, farcical. It's humorous to the point of being almost absurd. I don't think we will use that. I think we will use in our advertisement descriptive and factual. So you can type in the specifications of the property, and then you can tell ChatGPT, please write me a descriptive ad, and then you just give the keywords of the property as well. And as you go along, you will get better and better by instructing ChatGPT to write your advertisements, okay? Let's carry on. This is now some sort of a poem. Okay, it's a poem that they want you to analyze. So I suppose you can do that just to get the feel of the chapter. Then you have at page 81 your self-assessment questions, okay? Again, the poem, and they're going to ask you, do you understand what is meant by certain things, etc. Then another definition, value, experiences, and beliefs. Okay, these are things that people keep hidden from us. They do not know well. Okay, so everybody's got values and experience and beliefs, but we don't walk with that around and tell everybody. It's quite sensitive information. Okay, personal values are beliefs, ethics, morals that guide individuals. Okay, cultural values as ethics and morals that guide individuals from the same cultural background. Um, it's important to know that we by being realtors, we must respect the different cultural values of all our clients. So you have to look at that as well. You are welcome to read 84 and 85. So yeah, activity 2.2, different values displayed, is the appreciation for traditional elements. Okay, and then they say basically what that is: an enthusiasm for modern living, a love of restoration, making a profit. There's different values that you can highlight. Okay. Let's carry on. 88. This is, as I said before, this is very linguistic. Okay. And I just highlighted, I think, the definitions that I think is important that you need to know. There's again a self-assessment question on page 93. Please do the self-assessment questionnaire. And here I wrote for you a questionnaire. Find one example from the text of each of the following figures of speech. Metaphor, sarcasm, simile. It's page 71 to page 73. Question 2. How will you describe the writer's style in this extract? Okay, and there you will get the information on page 78. Okay. Discuss the writer's viewpoint of this extract. It's on page 94. What is their values? It's on page 83. You can, your answers will come from page 83. So you have to do that you can just be on the same page with the outcome of the chapter. There again is activity 3.1. Go through it. It's as I said, it's very linguistic. Activity 3.2. It's not really relevant to the real estate market, professional knowledge. It's just a baseline for communication. I think general communication, language, and presentations and communication differences. There's a self-assessment question that you must do, and that is it. So for me, chapter 2, the only thing that I found that was important was the definitions. Okay. Now let's move on to chapter 3. Okay. Chapter 3, there was a bit more. Again, look at your index and put a tag there and say index chapter 3. That if you need to look at a diagram, you know immediately it's on page 136. Okay. The biggest constraint in an open book exam is your time. So you have to ensure that you use your time effectively. This is the purpose, again, of chapter 3. And okay.